Hi, and welcome to Gaston Spotlight. I'm Russell Slaughter. Our guest today is the Dean of Business and Information Technology Division, Nick Edwards. Welcome, Dean Edwards.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
It's great to have you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm originally from Eastern North Carolina, so I'm not too far away from home. But before coming here, we lived in Virginia, and just came back home. Glad to be at a community college. Just love community colleges. A little bit about my background is I'm a Navy veteran. I was an Office of Naval Intelligence.
How long did you serve?
10 years.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. I was halfway there for retirement, but decided that I wanted to teach. So started teaching after that. My area of specialty, cyber defense, cyber security, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting. Can you elaborate on that just a little bit?
Sure. When I say cybersecurity, which now the buzzword is cyber defense, specifically in cybersecurity, I'm not the configuring routers and switches, the hardware. Mine's more the human side of it, the policies, the social engineering. I don't know if you're familiar with that term, but that's talking to you and figuring out your password, username. That's kind of what my specialty is on that.
All right. Well, after you finished up your time at the Navy and all that, how long have you been at the college? How long have you?
Just 4 months.
Just 4 months?
This is my fourth month
there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
But I was in the Virginia Community College system for about 12 years, and then I was at a university for 5 years. And
which university were you at?
King University. It's a private liberal arts school in Bristol, Virginia.
I actually have some friends who went there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good school. I much prefer community college students, and the mission of community college just fits me a lot better, so I'm really happy to be here.
Well, we're really happy to have you here, too. What made you want to go into education?
Wow, that's a good question. I think everyone has that one teacher that inspires you, that you remember. A lot of people, it's their kindergarten teacher. For me, it was a history teacher I had in high school. Norman Darrington was a wonderful teacher. World history, which for me was not the most interesting topic, but he made it interesting. And I just remember how he treated the students and how he was just a great teacher, and that's what inspired me. I knew right then I wanted to teach. Now, it took me a long time
to get
there, but I finally did.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I definitely had my band teacher was a big inspiration to me, Miss Nicholson. She was a huge inspiration to me. She knew how to just connect with the students and get us to not do what she wanted, but want to improve and achieve for ourselves. So
right.
I could definitely see that. Well, how is Gaston different from the other schools that you've been to?
Yeah, I've talked about that a lot since I've been here. It's interesting that the same issues like recruiting students, retention, making sure students graduate, finding them jobs, those are the same issues at every community college across the country. The difference is in the way that colleges approach those problems.
Right.
And there's not that many ways to approach it. I mean, there just isn't.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not a lot different, really.
Right.
Just different people, different location.
Different atmospheres.
Different atmosphere. Folks have worked here for many years, so that tells me it's a good place to work if people stick around.
Yeah, if you're trying to stay.
Not a lot of turnover. So yeah, it's not that much different. It's all the issues are the same.
It's interesting. Well, what goals do you have for your division?
Well, we're working on a few things. One thing that's close to me, one thing that I myself am doing is working with our continuing education and workforce development to offer some cyber defense courses for the general population, like for your mom and dad kind of thing, about identity theft and cell phone security, social media security.
So they know how to keep their information safe.
Absolutely. It's all about data protection. And so those are going to be 3 workshops, a series of 3 that we're offering. And that's something a little different. You know, it's not for credit, it's not a degree, it's just sort of a community service kind of thing. And so I'm really excited about
just kind of one of those things that it can help you if you wanted to go.
Yeah.
Definitely. I might go to that.
Yeah.
Well, when you aren't at the college, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Like to shoot pool. Shoot pool on a pool league. It's kind of like a bowling league, except
Right.
we're shooting pool. So I really enjoy that. I've shot pool my whole life.
Are you more of an 8-ball or a 9-ball guy?
9-ball guy. I should be a lot better than I am as long as I've been doing it, but I still enjoy it. And I fish occasionally. I haven't fished a lot lately.
It's been
like,
too cold.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been waiting for it to heat just to go
Yeah.
fishing.
Yep. I like to camp. I like to read.
So you like to be kind of outdoorsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy the outdoors myself. That's kind of my safe zone, out in the woods in a tent near a
Right.
bonfire.
Right. No one to bother you, right?
No one, yeah.
Got it.
Just sounds, lovely sounds of birds and wind and river.
Yeah.
Love it.
I got you.
Well, as a dean, what advice do you have for students that are watching the program?
Best piece of advice I can give you is you're the master of your own destiny. And what I mean by that, it's on a large scale and a small scale. Don't depend on someone else to make sure you're taking the classes that you need for your program. You should be in charge of that. You should follow that. That's the biggest issue I get in my office, are students who come in who think they're going to graduate in the spring, and they're missing that one class they should have taken way back.
It's just like one of the intro classes.
Right.
And
A
lot of people get caught up with that too.
They do. And so it's the student responsibility to make sure that their own stuff is right, so to speak. Doesn't mean that we don't try to keep track of that, but yeah, we miss some things. So that's the biggest thing. You are the master of your own destiny.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. That's definitely, having perseverance for yourself to achieve your own goals. That's an important part in life. You have to want what you want. You have to go
Absolutely.
for it, and you got to go full speed for it.
Another piece of advice is do not enroll in a program because you think you're going to make a lot of money when you're through, or because your mom and dad want you to do it, or your wife or your husband. Do what you want to do, and the money will come eventually. You'll be successful at something. I tell students, my daughter included, think about you're going to have to work for the next 40 or 50 years.
Might as well find something you like, right?
Absolutely. You do not want to get up every morning and go to a job that you hate.
Yeah.
So make sure you're in a program that interests you, and you'll be successful in it. If you think that IT is where you're going to make a lot of money and you hate it, you're not going to make a lot of money at it because you're not going to be good at it.
Yeah, you're just not going to enjoy. See, that's how I was kind of brought up. If you find something that you like to do, find a way to get paid for it, you'll never work a day in your life.
Absolutely.
Well, Dean Edwards, it was a pleasure having you. Thanks for coming out and taking your time to speak with us today. This is GC Spotlight. I'm Russell Slaughter signing out.